do our project on Deja Vu. We have both experienced the phenomenon before, but neither of us knew how it occurred or why it occurred, so we decided to research it a little further.
So what is déjà vu? Déjà vu is a French word that originated in 1876 and literally means already seen. The three types of déjà vu experiences is déjà vu, I've already experienced this, déjà senti, I've already felt this, and déjà visite, the feeling that you know a place that you've never visited before. The opposing phenomenon to déjà vu is jamais vu, that means you've forgotten something that you frequently see.
So the explanation of déjà vu can be explained as a sense that an event currently being experienced has already been experienced in the past, whether it has actually happened or not. Déjà vu occurs without any warning signs and has no physical indicators. The sensation becomes stronger and then completely leaves all within a couple of seconds. It randomly occurs between 60 and 80% of people, and people ages 15 to 25 experience the phenomenon most frequently.
Our sign reading analysis talks about déjà vu and how it arises. This may include not hallucinations and insufficient attention.
Déjà vu experiences are not hallucinations, which involve heightened awareness of the senses, triggered by internal brain imbalances, either from mental illness or narcotics such as LSD. People with temporal lobe epilepsy experience the feeling of déjà vu, but they experience it much differently. Their experience differs as a person with temporal lobe epilepsy believes their experience is identical to the past situation, whereas a person who experiences déjà vu can quickly recognize the feeling of familiarity as an illusion. Insufficient attention is when people see something in their peripheral vision, maybe while walking, driving, or working, or during a distracted state where they might be falsely interpreted as a long-term memory. When you come across that image fully alert, it creates the feeling of familiarity of déjà vu. Jacobsby's study gathered test subjects into a room, and he very quickly flashed a single word onto a screen so fast that it was impossible to even recognize it as a word. The unconscious mind recognizes the imprint of the word, so later on, when Jacobsby flashed the same word for a longer period of time, the test subjects insist that they had seen the word before. Now that the subjects were fully aware of the image, they felt a sense of familiarity.
Delayed vision. In 1963, Robert Efron did an experiment that led him to conclude that the temporal lobe was responsible for incoming data. He also found that the specific location receives signals coming from over two different pathways within milliseconds of each other, once directly and once through the right side of the hemisphere. If a delay were to occur in the right side of the hemisphere, the left temporal lobe would register the time lapse on the second arrival and could interpret the visual scene as having already happened, thus creating the feeling of déjà vu. Memory without memories. Many people have conducted experiments where they artificially create déjà vu by stimulating the temporal lobe of their patients. Neuroscientists have proved that the medial temporal lobe is directly involved with our conscious memories along with whatever's in the temporal lobe. Further research on déjà vu will hopefully help explain how we manage to deceive our memories or lack thereof.
We researched other possible causes.
So previous speculation of déjà vu was that there was a correlation between the déjà vu experience and mental illnesses. However, this was incorrect, so we looked at other possible causes.
So the most believed cause is the split-second delay. So there's a split-second delay in the two synapses in your brain that are supposed to be firing simultaneously. This causes an intense feeling of recognition upon the reception of the second signal, as though you have already seen the exact same thing before, right down to the last detail, which of course you just did.
Okay, so psychoanalysts believe that déjà vu is simply fantasy or wishful fulfillment. This can be related to a Freudian-based explanation of déjà vu, which is simply to recall suppressed memories.
Okay. A parapsychologist believe that it could be related to past life experiences. People who see something in their peripheral vision while in a distracted state may be falsely interpreted as a long-term memory. When you come across this memory when you're fully alert, it brings upon the feeling of familiarity, which is associated with déjà vu. Unintentional blindness is failure to consistently perceive something that you are looking at because you are not actually attending to it.
So psychiatrists believe that déjà vu is a mismatching in the brain that causes the brain to mistake the present for the past, or mixing up short-term memories with long-term memories. The information that we get from our surroundings may leak out and cause the memory to skip the storage transfer mechanism, which is where the short-term memories become long-term memories. Therefore, people who experience déjà vu may think a short-term memory is actually a long-term memory and giving us the feeling that we've feeling before.
Our thoughts and perspectives include the theory that we believe is most logical for why deja vu occurs, which is the split-second delay. We also had some questions when going through this project, so we came up with a question: why does deja vu occur in individuals between the ages of 15 to 25 more frequently than any other ages? And we believe that a possible answer to this question could be that people between the ages of 15 to 25, their brains are still developing. We're still trying to make logical conclusions about our surroundings, and this may cause a lot of confusion in the brain, which could lead to more experiences of deja vu.
Another question we had was, why does only 70% of the population experience deja vu? So what is the difference between the 30% of the population and the 70% that actually experiences deja vu?
Our conclusion, producing deja vu involves many regions of the brain. The experience is triggered by a sense of mental separation from oneself and one's surrounding, as well as a loss of sense of time. When deja vu occurs, we doubt reality for a moment.
For neuroscientists, these small errors that occur during deja vu offer helpful insight into the workings of our consciousness, and further research on deja vu will help explain not only how we manage to deceive our memory, but perhaps how the brain succeeds in producing a likeness to reality.
Okay, so we chose two questions to answer about deja vu. The first question is, do you think deja vu impairs people's quality of life? We don't believe that it impairs people's quality of life. It is a phenomenon that only lasts for a couple seconds, and it is rare in occurrence. It also doesn't have any psychological, physical, or neurological deficits associated with it.
Our second question was, describe a deja vu experience you've had and the theory that is most compatible with it. I actually experienced deja vu the other day when I was sitting on my bed watching Grey's Anatomy, and I was texting my friend, and while I was explaining a joke to her that she didn't understand, I thought that I've already done this before, which obviously I hadn't. It's just the deja vu experience. The theory that is most compatible with it was the one that we mentioned before, the split-second delay, which we believe is most logical for deja vu.